Okay, starting all over. Welcome to the Pilot Review Show. This is Scott. Um, I just got them going over probably half an hour or so of things, and just now noticed that the mic and speaker was turned on thanks to someone in the Twitch channel. Uh, so this sounds a little discombobulated. I do apologize. Um, Today, though, I'm just basically talking about the state of the show here. I'm not doing any pilot review episode videos. I'm not doing any thing with the game. I'm not doing any ship builds. Um, just going over some of the things that's going on with the show. Some of you may or may not be aware, but we are looking at a few different things that's going on with our show right now. The Pilot Review Show for a little while has been associated with a group called STO Continuum. It was a major project that came out that was designed to be essentially a one-stop site, a group source where you can go and learn of other groups out there that is helping the community out in some way or fashion. It was, at the time, it was a great project. This Pilot Review Show got pulled into that group back when the DPS channel admins had a little split that went on. And that split that went on, what happened there is essentially I got pulled into the DPS numbers TeamSpeak, and the admin there, the main owner of the channels, says, hey, this is what's going on, this is what's happening with our group, we want you to be aware of this so that you can be able to help us out with keeping this down so that we know what's going on and to help clear things up with things. And it's helped out. I was listening to what was going on. I was being told what the stories that's happened and all the different things that happened that also involved me as a whole being a part of the DPS channels, and it caused me to get kicked out of some channels because of this admin split that happened. So that was some of the things that happened. As a result of that, a few other groups got involved in this, and they got pulled into this as well. And so we grabbed everyone, we pulled them into a room, and we had a good sized discussion. It says, hey, you know what, let's start a group that has an ideal that is to basically provide information to help people out and to do things for the community that's going to help them have a better game. So as a result, we formed the STO Continuum. This this group was designed basically around a group of podcasters and the Facebook group, which I am an administrator of, one of 5 administrators of, and the DPS channels. It was basically the DPS channels, 3 and the 3 other streaming communities that came into contact with each other, and I was pulled in as part of this because of the Facebook group that I am one of the admins on. So as a result, the group formed. We started getting everything together. We started working on all these things. We had weekly meetings at this point, and then comes the time when we're looking to go live with everything. Of course, there were some issues on the DPS channel side of things where they didn't have their parser that they wanted to release as a part of this adventure. They wanted to release the parser at the same time the STO Continuum got released. They had some setbacks that pushed them back a couple weeks because of lack of coders, for example, or coders that were able to stick with it, I should say. So the other thing that was supposed to happen at the time of launch, it was a blog that's supposed to get out. So one of the streamers who was announcing at the same time, showing off the video to everyone, who was also the creator of the video, he was announcing that, and he's saying, hey, keep an eye out for the blog, keep an eye out for the blog. And after a while, there was no blog, and after the show ends, he comes over and says, "What happened to the blog? It never came out." We found out later on that there were some issues that pushed the blog back some. So, despite the blog not going out, despite all that happened, we still pushed forward with the still pushed forward with the group. So that wasn't going to stop us from going forward and going live with everything that happened. We were still pushed forward. So we still was doing everything that was going on with that. So that was one of the things that happened. We didn't let that stop us. We weren't going to let that stop us. But since it went live, since we still let that happen and let it go live, there has not been a single meeting with that group to discuss our next step, our next venture, our next thing to release. And to me, there is a fundamental issue in a group that involved many different people, in which you don't continue to have meetings with the people that's going to matter. In this case, our founding members. We didn't have meetings with the founding group to discuss what's going to happen. Okay, we didn't have meetings with those people who were not part of the founding groups to have meetings with them to see what projects they had going on that they needed to get done to finish off and sort of wrap up the launching phase of things. There's so many different things that we had talked about that was doing that other people was working on, but no one had meetings to know what was going on between each of these individual smaller projects. So as a result of this, as a result of everything that happened, it ended up being, in my opinion, it went stale. It stopped occurring, it stopped happening when it shouldn't have. Okay, so when that happened, you know, we had a couple meetings since then. That was emergency meetings, and it was basically a group of people that sat in TeamSpeak that said, all right, we're having a meeting right now to discuss some issues. And then he went down to a room and started pulling people down that was part of the Continuum group. He started pulling them all down and saying, hey, we need to have a meeting to discuss this. We need to have a meeting to discuss that. Those were two meetings that we had. That was a spontaneous meeting that did not include all the members. They were missing some of the other members of the founding group. They were missing other members that had helped out with getting things set up, that had projects that they were working with, and the communication broke down after we went live. There's a fundamental issue that when you have a group of people trying to do things, if you don't communicate, it's going to die. Simple as that. And that's what I saw happening. That's one of the things I saw happening. The other thing that I saw happening was a factor that comes into play when all the groups that's involved, every single group pretty much, was all for the DPS channels or DPS side of the game. And in reality, there's three sides to this game. There's a PvP side, there's the DPS PvE side, and then there is the RP side of things. If you don't include people in all those, you're not a group for the community, you're not looking after the community, you're missing two factors if you got one. And this group, this STO Continuum, is missing two parts of this game. It is completely missing the RP side. There is no one that really does RP on the Continuum. There is no one who does PvP as their main sole focus. The DPS channels are making their parser, and it's solely based upon for DPS numbers. That is not based upon for anything else. They could have done so much more. They could have taken it to another realm and had this parser been a part of the Continuum and done some other things. Now some of the people's probably going to do that instead. So missing two sides of the game. If you want to include everyone in the game, you want to make it beneficial to every person in the game, you include every side, you include every part and every factor, so that people can say, hey, you know what, there is other people at RP, there is other people who PvP. Maybe I should go talk to these people and find out what they're doing, where they're going, what they're doing. You know, hey, maybe these people are actually doing RP and not the erotic RP that I don't like. You know, there's people like that out there, and we're not including them because a couple people that's in this group didn't want that. There's a fundamental issue there. It needs to happen. It needs to get fixed. So that is another reason why I said, you know what? And this is something that came up today. I said, got down to a point. I says, you know what? Enough is enough. Nothing has happened. Nothing's changed. Even after these meetings, so I said things has got to change. Okay, so a couple of us got access to do things, to be able to publish things, and to be a little more vocal within our social media side of things. That's one part of the thing. We still haven't had any meetings to set up and discussed. We still haven't had anything else that makes this group more than a group and more like an actual community of things. So once that happened, and nothing happened, I said, you know what? I'm done. I am going to go my own way, and I'm going to part ways with the STO Continuum. For those who are members of the STO Continuum, those streamers, I want you to know, personally for me, for you streamers, I still support you. I still will publish you. I will still talk about you. That will not change. I will still make sure people hear about you through my show. As long as you don't care. So that's my thing. I have my thing that goes to you streamers as a person, and anyone else who happens to be a streamer out there that's looking for additional help, you let me know. I'll help you out. I got the TeamSpeak server set up for streams, so anyone that needs to have a TeamSpeak, you're welcome to use it. If you need one for your stream that you're trying to do because you don't have access to one, you let me know and I can help you out. I'll get you a set of rooms that you can go to and do things with. I have no problem helping out the community. That's what this is for. That is what I'm about. So that's my thing. Enough about the Continuum. I am done talking about it, and at this point in time, I am not associated with them. Just my official clear notice. I am no longer a part of them. No longer care to be a part of them. From this point on, so the pilot review show has an episode 16 that we're missing. I need to apologize to everyone due to some technical difficulties and account restrictions. It wasn't able to be recorded when we did it with Jacobs, so when Timber did it with Jacobs. Unfortunately, I was out of town at the time. I was out of my family visiting, so my account that I know works and does everything properly I didn't make it available because when we had done things initially, we thought his account that he had that was free would be more than capable of taking care of everything. Turns out that wasn't the case. So once again, I am sorry that episode 16 did not get recorded. I'm going to be working with Jacobs to arrange a time sometime to re-record that episode to be able to get that there for you, and with the same video and the same build and everything. So you'll see that it might seem a little bit like the exact same thing that happened last time. It may not be exactly the same. I'm going to try to make it for that if I can. If I can't, I do apologize, but we will get that recorded for you. This Saturday, I can't promise that I'll be here. I'll probably be up with my family again. Going to do something for this weekend with my family. So that is something that is coming up. If you've been looking at a website and you've noticed a change in it, it's because there has been a change. I have modified the theme and changed things around. I do need to apologize for the pictures on there. I gotta go back and adjust every single picture. For whatever reason, they decided that they didn't want to show up at the same spots, even though I had started them off in the same spot. So I'm gonna have to go through, edit each one of those pictures once again, and update them later on, and I'll get that done sometime, hopefully this week. So that's one of my plans that I have to do, is fix that on there. If you notice on Twitch here, I do have a spot for donations. I want you to understand what those donations are for in this episode. Those donations is for a server and for the backup for that server. So that server is going to be used only for the pilot review show. Right now I'm using a business server. I'd rather get the pilot review show and TeamSpeak off of that server and onto its own. That is what those donations are for. Whether or not I get donations from the public, it's not going to matter. I'm still going to buy them one way or the other. Whether it be this year or next year, it's still going to happen. They're still going to get purchased for the show. And for those who are not aware, if the show goes on, if the game dies anytime, and the pilot review show gets to that point where the show is no longer playable, no longer around, our goal and our promise to you as a show, we will find something else to go to that the public is playing as well, that they switch to as well. I doubt Star Trek Online is really going to have that happen unless they happen to lose so many people that the game is no longer profitable in the least sense for Cryptic or Perfect World, that they absolutely have to shut it down. I don't know if I see that happening. I can't say that I do. But if it happens, we'll go to the game to do the website on for the pilot review show. We'll find some other source to go to so that our services of helping the community out continues to go on, and I will force myself to learn another game to help out the people. Or at the very least, I'll find some people that know how to play the game to join in to continue the shows on a weekly basis. So we will still try to find something to have for you so that there is something here even if this game happens to go down. Our focus is this game, our love is this game, but we will turn another game if this game shut down. So that is our promise to you. I want you to be aware of that so that it's not just thinking, oh well, he's going to buy the server and the game's going to shut down in a day, and then all of a sudden he's got a free server from us. Not going to happen. It's going to go on for another purpose. Other items. The other thing that's going to happen as well is I'm going to try and build some, or get a hold of some software, or build some software to help out with those who are looking to improve their piloting. I'm going to have to figure out some ways, some methods that it can do this so that I can determine how this can be done. So if you happen to be a coder out there and you got some ideas of how piloting might be able to be pulled from like log or something, or a screen capture going on with like the map, for example, that's happening every few seconds, like every 15 seconds it's grabbing a screenshot of a particular area of the screen of the game, then that'd be something that we'd like to look at so we can help out with knowing where your position is on the map based upon the map and where you should be in the game. So there's some ideas that's coming in later on. I hope to be able to get this going. So if you happen to be a coder, feel free to reach out to me at saross0219 and we can discuss. You can also come on to our TeamSpeak voice.pilotreviewshow.com and grab me when I'm in channel and I'm not in an AFK status. I will definitely get back to you. Sometimes you even leave me a message and I will get back to you as soon as I'm able to. So that's some of the things I've got going on. For the rest of this night though, I'm not going to go on much longer than this because I want to get back to playing my game. I love this game. So I'm going to let you get back. I'm probably going to continue doing a Twitch stream for those who are interested so that you can watch me on there. Sorry for those on YouTube, I do apologize. But I hope that for those who are curious about our stance with Continuum, with the STO Continuum, Star Trek Online Continuum, that you understand a little bit more of where we are with them and our goals and plans on them at this point in time. There's a lot that I have that I need to do, that I need to plan for, and I hope that eventually everything works out, that things come together like they should. So until then, thank you very much for joining me for the show. For those who are watching now live or watching after this happens, thank you very much.